This is my girl. She's watched every dating show ever.
I've got my cocktail. I'm ready for the love, the drama, the tears, Osh's shirts.
Trevor, what an honour. You're a legend, mate.
Good
And Trevor's daughter also.
You can definitely expect drama. You can expect love. You can expect tears. I feel like this year's supposed to give my season a run for its money, though.
I'm enchanted by Abby's powerful lip.
Yeah. We've got Kira, who was labelled the villain of my season.
Well, it appears we can't have a show without Kira these days. How do you guys get along?
When it was my season, we did not see eye to eye, Kira. We had a few hairy clashes. Haven't seen Kira in about 4 years, so maybe we'd have a coffee and things would have changed, but I don't know about that. When I was on The Bachelor, I wasn't well received by the public. People kind of had this perception of me. I was labelled the stage 5 clinger. Florence lost her shit on my season as well, with Bill.
I used to manage Florence.
Yeah, she's a nice girl.
How much managing would that take?
Oh, look, she was actually very proactive and a super hard worker. So she was actually a delight comparable to like some of the Instagram people that we managed.
Abby was on Matt's season. She was she got this villain label as well, which I thought was really unfair. She kind of got this, she was hypersexual, as we can see. It actually rained 90% of the time we were in Fiji.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that he just whipped the shirt off, like skins are good on him. They're the same people to me. To non-bachelor, is he nude? Did I see a bit of bum bum?
Yeah, and he has his grapes over his junk.
There you go. No, good point there, Michael. It turns out that Kieran and Tim are two different people.
Who's the one that was like the nation's hero, like the heartthrob, the one that left for his grandma's funeral or something like that?
Oh, that was Kieran.
Kieran, yeah. And then I remember seeing some interview he did with the publication back in his hometown, which was a lot less, I guess. He was a lot more fuckboy in that. He was like, could have won it, I reckon. Like,
my sources say Kieran is the biggest fuckboy in this season.
Did his grandmother actually die, or was that just a really bad excuse?
If she didn't,
Oh,
surely
no,
someone would have to be able to track down those details.
I think she passed. I'm going to say she did. And you have cameras in your bedrooms. And if you want to get hot and heavy with someone, you have someone knock on your bureau, they call them, or your room, and you have to sign a waiver and a consent form, and they handy-cam you and say, you have to say X, Y, Z. So you have to look down the barrel of this handy cam and say, I consent to sexual relations with such and such.
That's how I have sex with people. So.
And that kills the mood. Like once that handy cam comes out, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to my room.
Did you ever have a situation where they're going, sorry, hang on a sec. Okay, can we pick it up for I've never felt this way in my life?
Yep, all the time.
Wow.
All the time. And it's also like when you're talking to someone you're on a date with and they get the vibe that you're about to kiss or it's getting a little bit intimate, then the cameras go zoop, and they come right up close. All of a sudden the cameramen just come like from all angles.
Well, 'cause I remember watching an episode of Married at First Sight and there was like, the couple that shouldn't have been together, they were supposed to be with other people and they snuck off into the bedroom. I'm going, have you noticed there's a camera crew in the bedroom?
Oh, yeah.
Surely on Married at First Sight, like if you really wanted to like have sex, surely you could just walk into a room and close the door and lock it. Like what?
Yeah. And you could do the same thing in Fiji too. But what would happen is if you went into the person you were dating's room and you'd see the cameras in the room turn to like the bed and like they turn and follow you everywhere, which was really weird.
The camera's in the room.
They follow you everywhere. It goes and it's censored and they turn them and they like to the bathroom, to the bedroom, everywhere. People were banging in the bedroom next door to me and I just heard bang, 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 bang and it was the minders saying you need to do a consent form. What they say is that if they know people are going to partake in sexual relations, they cover the camera up on the monitors. Surely. They're all men that are in there. They'll be in there going, oi, fellas, look at this. I think that's why girls find him attractive, because he is different and he has this different energy about him. And I think the fluidity about him is kind of attractive.
Oh, mate, I'm a long-haired guy, but I just don't have a rig like that, so I usually keep my clothes.
Open up the girls like wine, they might have to give those grapes a trampling.
Yeah.
Hey, how much booze did they give you guys? Because I know, like, in Big Brother, we got nothing.
Yeah, so we could have 2 drinks every hour. Usually, if you got cut off, you were cut off for the rest of the night or for at least 2 hours.
Do you reckon Kieran and Tim have had a threesome together with someone else?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
100% confirm, hot goss, you got it here.
I've always thought that they should do a Big Brother with musicians. So they get, like, 20 musicians living in a house and they divide them into groups. And at the end of the week, they come up with a song and they perform it at the end of the week. And then we have
Trev, you shouldn't be letting these ideas out publicly.
Yeah,
Someone's going to take that.
Yourself.
John's just stolen that. I always thought a good show would be So You Think You Can Act, and like
Wait,
16 like wannabe actors basically go and perform your lines from favourite movies and acting. It's exactly the same as the dance show, but it's acting.
That would be great.
What's your specialty if you're doing Jim Carrey?
If I did Jim Carrey, I could do his face really good. I've had some Botox though, so I probably can't move as much, but I can do the Grinch face, hang on.
I hope someone screen grabbed that.
The boys, I'll say boys, men that are in there, I feel like Abby would intimidate them, she would challenge them, and they would know how to handle it.
I'm sure, though, she might just, be keen for some dick every now and then, so she doesn't need it to be a long-term thing.
Yeah, which is fine.
He's got the sort of lame budgies on, and Kieran's come in, with the grapes. It's like, hello. I mean, it wasn't that big a bunch of grapes, admittedly.
I see too many beautiful people, and I'm like, fuck, I'd love to just see, like, a dead shit bachelor. Like, like, this is Alan, he's 26, he's a third-year apprentice, he lives with his mum, and then all the girls are, like, also equally dead shit.
Yeah, just real life stuff.
A girl just walks out wearing a dirty sweater and, like, those Cookie Monster tracky pants.
So you're talking like ugly people in paradise. Well, actually, why haven't said no to paradise?
Frankston, that's where I'm from.
Bachelor in Frankston.
Ugly people in Frankston.
Yeah. And they steal each other's wallets as well. Oh, he chose Brittany. Brittany's never been on a date.
What does a date entail? Does it feel natural, or is it super hyper produced and there's never really any intimacy?
I mean, you can definitely get intimate. I don't know, that it's obviously very contrived, and the cameras are everywhere, and producers are pulling you.
Wait. You're saying that The Bachelor in Paradise is contrived? Alex, no.
Now, well, I have to say that you've inspired Liv.
Oh.
You may remember there was an episode of The Bachelor where you had a chocolate bath. She went to Vietnam.
I went to Vietnam, and I was like to Mom, can I go have a chocolate bath?
Can you do that?
Yeah, so I went and had a chocolate bath, and they bought chocolate. They didn't have any chocolate, and they bought it just so I could have a chocolate bath.
The producers aren't doing their job here. I mean, they know Jamie's 40. They should go around everyone beforehand and say, everyone say 39.
Yeah.
Anyone older than 30.
And then Jamie's like, I'm out.
You didn't like Bill?
No.
No, Bill.
A complete liar.
Yeah, Bill. I feel like he forgot that cameras were everywhere. And everything you say and do will come back and haunt you when it goes to the edit. I think he thought maybe that his edit would keep him safe, but
Dating all-stars.
oh yeah, a dating
100%, like, there's-
all-stars would be great.
Just all people.
We 100% know the kind of show that we're talking about, and like the dating love shows. If we could get an all stars of that, I reckon there'd be some interesting crossover. Because
It'd
Married
be
at
good
First Sight,
watching.
Married at First Sight has got some absolute pieces of work, like
I know.
real scumbag material.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
be happy for like some of the more sort of sexual characters from, like, say, Big Brother to make it across there as well.
Yeah, I would watch the show and be like, oh fuck, that's not in the right context, because I would say something, the producers would ask me a question and then they would place it in different parts of the scene. And so, like, I could have been crying. Like, they would say things to me like, you've left your son, you must miss your son. And I'd just be bawling, going, oh God, I miss him so much. Like, and I wanted to be home with him. And then they'd put images of me crying about missing my child in with me crying over Richie.
But Maths is just the ultimate troll show. I think people just get the idea that if you are ridiculously stupid enough to marry someone without looking, without meeting them first, then we can just tee off.
This is basically, you just get to hang out in Fiji and root the people you were probably going to root in
outside of Fiji
on Turak Road anyway.
Oh, look, don't worry. We started back in the day with Wiggles and High Five, went right through the gamut. You know, I did 180 episodes of One Tree Hill. So there's roses to give in this?
Yeah.
And what does a rose mean?
The rose means that you want to continue your relationship or continue your connection with that person.
And you also win a 1996 Daihatsu Charade.
Pretty much.
Just a very resilient workhorse of a car.
Dimmy's Richie's good.
Yeah, that's Jamie.
Yeah, oh my...
Kieran is in Abby's bed and they're having sex together.
What? Kieran's in Abby's bed?
Yeah, and they're having sex together.
They must have signed a waiver.
So, Dad, did you fuck Rachel tattoo?
Even I'm not even related, and I still just get it. I was like, no.
I had it removed.
Oh, yeah, that must have hurt so much, you know.
Welcome to Takeover AU, where you can use the hashtag TakeoverAU. And today, my friends, we're going to watch Bachelor in Paradise Australia episode 2. So I don't know how much we've missed, but by we, I mean my collective group of D-list celebrity friends. We have Heather Maltman, who was a Bachelor favourite. We have producer-presenter Sergio Paradise. And we have Bachelor Uber fans, Georgia and Jen. Say hello, everyone.
Lovely to be with you guys. And James, D-list. I've been promoted.
Obviously, for everyone in this chat right now, everyone out there on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, we as a collective are just going to watch this show with you. We're going to make comments as we see fit. Quarantine at the moment. Can't do diddly squat. So I put a camera in front of myself whilst playing video games, and believe it or not, people watch me. It's a bit like cam girls. It's like a sexy thing, but people pay me to play video games for them.
So I went on Bachelor season, I want to say 3, maybe. I don't really remember. I was clearly really into the guy. No, I fell in love with Sam Wood quite intensely. He broke up with me brutally on national TV, whence I didn't receive a rose, as the fable goes. And I then went on to do other such things as radio and TV hosting.
What do you think of this, Kieran?
I've come to the conclusion that he's a total fuckboy, if you know what that term means.
Can you just explain that for me? Can you explain that, what a fuckboy is, please?
I think the technical definition for a fuckboy is someone that they just think that they can get away with pretty much murder when it comes to love. And they just use and abuse what they've got, which might be, a nice appearance, like Kieran over here. He's got the bod and the face, but he's quite a fuckboy.
Are we talking about the white Snoop Dogg? Is that Kieran?
Yeah, that's him.
I've never seen an episode of Bachelor in my life, but what I can conclude is that this is the best of the worst all put into one house. There's not one person going for. They're trying to get together, like Love Island.
Sloppy seconds.
Heather, you were saying that you turned down the opportunity to go on this show that we're watching twice.
Yeah, I did. I turned down Bachelor in Paradise twice. I was asked 2 years.
You must feel honoured. Cool.
What made them think that you would say yes the second time?
Yeah. Money involved.
Didn't even get to talking about money, to be honest with you. The time they asked me, I was dating this lovely young man who's about to pop in, a little bit like a homeless person. Don't be concerned.
Oh wow, we found the new Bachelor.
Have you watched the episodes yourself of her season?
No, I've seen some highlights, but
I was gonna say
That was purposefully done by myself. They only showed him the best of.
Did you love him? Was it real?
Yeah, no, I fell for him pretty hard. It was a little bit embarrassing. I like to think it was Stockholm Syndrome, but I'm fairly certain that I actually genuinely had feelings for him, which wasn't ideal.
This is obviously pre-recorded. We're not watching this live. How long ago would this have been, and how long did you have to keep what happened to you a secret when you were on the show?
These guys are booked for the show just before December. So I'd say the crew's probably filming in January.
Did you go on the show hoping or expecting to fall in love with someone?
Yeah.
Or did you see or possibly this will help my profile? Or this will make me famous?
Yeah, no, that's a fair question. I actually thought it would shit on my profile because I'd already started working in the industry. I was actually a freelance producer for Disney at the time.
You're both attractive young ladies. Have you auditioned for the show? Have you thought about going on the show?
You know what? I was so close to auditioning for maths. My friends were encouraging me to do it. I was single for a very long time. And then literally just before I went to do it, I found my partner.
There was probably a clause that said you're not to mention that you're on a TV show, mention cameras or talk about money or what we're here for. Am I right?
Yeah, we definitely had one of those. It also had a really solid NDA that went into not disclosing what went on that wasn't shown on camera. And a single human being in the history of TV has ever stuck to that.
Did you watch the previous seasons, Heather, before you went on it?
No, I probably should have done that.
What would that have helped you?
Yeah, a little bit. I really went in quite blind. It wouldn't have gone down well if he'd picked me because he would have been like, put a baby in you. And I would have been like, go fuck yourself. You put a baby in you and see how you fucking like it.
There you go, Matthew. Just a little window into the future.
Yeah, look, I jelly wrestled him on my first date. So I feel like once you do that and you've got ass cheeks right here.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Anything from there is a money shot, let's be honest. So he made out with all the girls he went on a single date with. In terms of touching each other up or anything further, I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm not sure.
But you got knowledge. You're a smart girl. What do you think? What do you think if you had to drop in the ocean? What's the ratio, do you think, of girls sleeping or getting to first base with him to girls who did?
70%.
Whew.
Oh, wow.
70. Let's go 70. Let's go high. Everything else from there is a win.
And in the meantime, Matthew's about to shoot out to the kitchen and fill a child's wading pool full of jelly. If I was going on the stock market, I'd be buying shares in Tattoo Ink and Silicon at the minute, the way this is going.
I did Australia's Got Talent back in the day before ABC3 and So You Think You Can Dance. And when I went into those shows, it was when it was fresh and I was 18 and everything was what I thought real. I thought everything that was happening was in real time and I was singing and dancing and doing my best and everything was achievable. But since then, I've figured out what the industry is, being behind the scenes and working in ABC for the 7 years that I did.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you're being beat up by the producers to do something that will give them some ratings. But because I've worked in production, I've worked outside of the camera, and they were trying to G me up, I was quite lucky that I could see what they wanted. So I would find a way to give them ratings, but in a way that I felt was either a good message for other people or still entertaining, but without being a total bitch.
Do you think some other people were manipulated? Like, hey, can you just rephrase that and say, I hate turtles, and then they're in trouble for the rest of their lives?
100%. You can hear it even in the editing. Like, the minute you hear their voice change an octave at a very sudden moment, we can't actually do that. We can't actually change our octave that quickly in a sentence without driving it up or down. And so the minute you hear it go, so blah, 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 you're like, okay, cool.
Should there be a gay bachelor?
100%. I'm 100% sure.
2020.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Or just one that doesn't have like, you know, girls hand boys the rose, or I mean, I guess in a way that is Bachelor in Paradise.
But maybe have a few more gay kind of.
Yeah, because they've had two
bisexual.
females that have kissed the whole like 12 seasons. Like that's not really an accurate.
Like AFL, for example. You know, there's got to be, just by the law of averages, there must have been a gay footballer play at the highest level, but no one's ever admitted to it. And for years there's been that whole thing throughout the football industry is that if an AFL footballer came out as a gay guy, he'll be drummed out of the game. Whereas my theory's always been, if he is smart, he could turn that into millions of dollars to be the very first guy.
Icon. You'd be a great bachelor.
Hey, bless. Hey, keep it coming. What, yeah.
Keep wearing those Hawaiian shirts and you'll be anybody's.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, all I need is tats and braids now, apparently.
and a willingness to jelly wrestle on your first date.
Fucking oath. Sometimes they tell you to watch, like they tell you to like sit on the side in a weird creepy bush and watch, like some, you know, self-obsessed stalker, and that's always really fun. Oh, hello. I looked up and they're touching each other a lot. You know at Coles when you go to get your deli meat and you have to like take a little number out of the thing?
Yeah, they're lining up for his deli meat. Exactly. Good reference. Really good reference. You ladies are saying that you're attracted to these boys, but is it the BDE? Is it that big dick energy that they're like kind of cool and vibey? Is that what makes them attractive?
I'm not attracted to any of the boys.
I don't actually like any of them, but I can understand why some of these people would be attracted to them.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I like Tim. He's the only one that would remotely.
You're saying idiots are attracted to idiots, so you can make do with what's on your screen.
Like she's automatically sort of put in a box of either being a drunk, a weirdo, or overly emotional, and it's just like, yeah.
New phrase, BDE.
BDE.
I think that's going to trend tonight.
It should blow up. Hopefully, I learned about it a while ago. It took me about a week. Someone said they didn't refer to me having BDE, but someone did, and then we worked it out. It took a long time, but I get it. It's cockiness. It's confidence. It's BDE.
And also
you can use.
There's SDE, which is like you can tell.
Hold on, STD.
SDE. No, SDE. Small dick energy. It's like the same thing, but like when
you
someone.
say stiff dick? What do you say?
No, small.
Small dick energy.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You can meet someone, they're complete like bit of like I don't know. They're just overcompensating. They've got SDE. It's.
Tanika May, she asks, what are you guys doing during COVID? Which I think is a great question because we are mostly washed up D-list celebrities who can't work at the moment.
Is that a daily occurrence, the rose ceremony?
No, they keep it in. They put it in different places throughout the week so that you don't know what's going to happen. It just keeps you a bit edgy. Like, will I get dumped today? Will I get dumped tomorrow? I don't know. But then you get to a Saturday and you're like, woo, I can finally have some sleep. Do they give contestants mental health support after the show, or is it just during filming? Half and half. So
PTSD, right?
Yeah, it's hard, Stephen, because like I've heard some contestants complain that they had no support at all, but I can only speak for myself that when I finished the show, the therapist, Rhea, actually called me like 2 weeks after and checked in and was like, are you okay?
That's cool. That's nice.
Because she's still on the payroll. Speaking of payroll, did you get paid, Heather, and what are we talking?
Oh, it's $90 a day, mate. It's enough to cover expenses so that you can exist and not deal with the outside world, basically. So
it's JobKeeper. It's job seeker, JobKeeper.
You see things about yourself that you didn't even know you were doing. Like I watched it back and was like, wow, I am addicted to dating shitbags. I need to stop that.
Hey, Matthew.
Matthew's at a rough place. Shitbag man. Hashtag.
How did you know that that's his nickname? Oh.
Why don't we just get the Masked Singer and when they're not singing, put them on an island where they can root? You can't tell who they are apart from their genitalia. You have to guess from their genitalia and a song at night.
I mean,
I like that idea. But they're on the island, James, but they have to wear those outfits at all times.
Yeah, they've got to wear the masks and be like, you're like, oh, dude, who knew the sea otter would be so well hung? You know what I mean? It is funny that out of all the times I've looked up at the screen, this is the first time I've seen 90% of the males. Like we've seen the two kind of tattooed Snoop Dogg ones, and then the rest of them, Lego whitewash, just in the background.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. Who's this bloke in the light blue suit? Whoever's that saying?
He's just a filler.
Yeah.
He's probably a camera guy who accidentally stumbled into shot. And they're like, get out of there.
He went Brittany. Oh my God.
He went Litany.
Shock.
Litany is in the game still.
Is that good or bad?
That's great news.
What about Abby? Like Queen Abby might go home.
Do you ever think that, I need to step my game up as far as content to stay in the house, or no?
No, I said to them that if I didn't like the guy, I'd just head home. So I didn't really care about any of that stuff. Yeah, but I do know that girls had chats like that in the house. They were constantly like, maybe I should do something interesting so I can stick around. And I was like, but do you really want to be known for like some weird thing that you did once that you weren't really keen on doing? She took a bit of paper out of my notebook and a pen, and she wrote her number down on it so that if she got evicted that night and he dumped her that night, this guy could call her to ask her out.
Make sure you guys, everyone who I'm talking to now and everyone out there on the interwebs, make sure you use the hashtag takeoverAU. And I think, hopefully, we'll be back on Tuesday for some more amazing television. I say amazing. I didn't watch a single pixel of it. I'd rather talk to you beautiful people. Thank you again. And we'll see you very soon.